Okay, you ready? Hello again from my front porch. Actually, I'm here in my bestie Tarah's living room. It is, gee, what time is it? It's like 10:30 at night. We have wrapped up, it'd be 14 hours at the state fair here in Iowa today. Today was our state fair food day, something that Tarah and I do every year. Well, not last year because there was no fair last year, but we've done every year since at least 2016.
Yes.
And so it's fun. And what we do is we spend time at the fair, and they always have the new foods. Like, see here, they have this whole little flyer about the new foods at the fair, and all this stuff. And we go through the list of the new foods that are being promoted as the great new things at the fair, and we find the ones that sound kind of interesting.
Sound interesting, yes.
And then we go and sample them, and then we evaluate them ourselves. Now, unfortunately, this year we're a little late in the season doing the fair. See, we always do this on the day that I sing the national anthem.
Yes.
Well, this time I sang the national anthem later in the fair, and so there's only tomorrow is left for the fair.
Yep.
So,
One day.
What we're going to tell you is really just for our own interest of being able to tell you. It's not going to do you any good. But we're going to do it anyway.
Yes, because it's what we do.
And we did. And we did actually already shoot this out at the fairgrounds. But then it was a little premature because then we did more after that. We sampled more things and we did more activity. And so now we're doing this again because we had more to talk about. So here we are. Now we actually spent all day out at the fairgrounds.
All day. We got there at 8:30 this morning.
Yeah, we got there at 8:30 this morning because yours truly again sang national anthem, and I had to be there early for that. In fact, this time around we'll do this not at the beginning. So we'll say I'm going to insert here the video of me singing the national anthem, but this time I did something a little different. Tarah filmed me singing national anthem from the ground, looking up, because they stand me on top of the administration building. And I've said before, it is an interesting experience from my vantage point, and I've tried to describe what it looks like from my vantage point when I'm up there doing it. And so this time I thought I'll share with you the experience. So Tarah filmed me singing it from below, and so we're going to use that video, but I'm going to insert into that video that I set up with my tripod on the roof, looking down onto the grand concourse at the state fair, so you can kind of get a feel for what happens like I see it when I'm up there. So here, check that out right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Iowa State Fair has been a long and treasured tradition of the state of Iowa. Help us continue our tradition in honoring our country as we begin our day. Please join us as we honor the United States of America in singing our national anthem. Our singer today is Paul Smith from Des Moines.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
See, that was interesting. Now, I did it did okay.
You did okay. You
okay.
did a wonderful job.
Did okay.
You
Yeah.
did a wonderful job.
And as it turns out, I did put in a pitch where the Iowa Wild was there at the fair, and I planted the seed that I like to sing for them, and they heard me sing, the representatives that were there.
Yep.
And so hopefully they'll pass it on and they'll say, yeah, he was at least tolerable. So
You were beyond tolerable. You were great.
yeah. So
Even the president of the fair,
oh, that's true. That's true.
said, yeah.
Because in the video, in some of the video that you saw, there was this golf cart that Tarah had a chance to sit in before I sang, and because you can see that in the video that I filmed, and this very nice gentleman saw her standing there and asked her if she wanted to sit in the golf cart to be in the shade, so she's not in the sun, and give her a place to sit on until I started to sing. Turns out his name is David, right?
Yes.
David. And he is a former chairman of the State Fair Board for the last 2 years. He actually was the guy in 2020 who had to give the official announcement that there was going to be no fair, which is a really stinky job. It's a shame he had to do that. But anyway, we were there this year. Yay! Back to the fair, 2021, and we got to do our food day. Now we went through the food day, and it's got different things in it. And some of the things we just checked off. We're like, no. But then we did go ahead and look at some of the things that we wanted to look at. And I didn't grab my reading glasses. And so
You want to pause and start over?
this might this will be fun. So we have here, they had the peanut butter and fluff cookie dough. Which is literally peanut butter cookie dough and marshmallow fluff mixed together and then frozen, and then they dip it in chocolate. And what did you think of that one, Tarah?
When I first bit into it, for some odd reason, it does say it's cookie dough. I was thinking cookie dough ice cream. However, it is actually cookie dough on a stick. So when I bit into it, thinking, okay, cookie dough ice cream, no, it was extremely
very cookie dough, very rich,
very
very peanut
buttery. Very. So if you love peanut butter, you would have loved it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We both like peanut butter, but we're not like peanut butter lovers. And so it was good. I don't want to take away. It was tasty.
It was good.
First few bites were really tasty, but then I found myself just kind of trying to force myself to eat the last few bites, and then the only thing on my mind was, I need something to drink now.
It was so rich.
Yes.
Coated your whole mouth with just fluff, I guess.
Yeah. Well, so it was, but it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't our preference.
Yeah.
Okay. So something else that was on the list was the Island Noodles with teriyaki chicken. And this was one that they had some variety of, what was it, 21? It says 21. I'm trying to hold this way out here because I don't know.
It says 21 different vegetables.
21 different vegetables with some soba noodles, S-O-B-A.
Soba noodles. Mm-hmm.
And then they had a special island sauce.
Okay, now first of all, the 21 vegetables, not so much. It sounds wonderful, but it was, I don't know where they got 21 from. I saw carrots, I saw zucchini, yellow squash, some broccoli, a few little bits of string beans. That was it.
Now,
but it was.
It's possible they cooked this in a big stir fry pan, and so it's possible that there are 21 vegetables in that stir fry pan. You may not get 21 vegetables in your container when they scoop it and give it to you. So that's probably part of what we ran into. But the other thing we ran into simply was that it was okay, but it's like you could order this off the menu at most Chinese places.
Yeah.
And understand that sometimes things are new at the fair because, well, they're just new at the fair. And this was one of those things. It's never been offered at the fair, and so it was new at the fair. But when we're evaluating, we're looking for something that stands out. It's a little unique. It's a little different, and it wasn't really unique.
No. There was nothing fried. There was nothing on a stick. It was,
It wasn't anything special. Didn't have any. It didn't grab you in any specific way. It was good.
it was good.
It was tasty.
It was tasty. It was, yeah.
But so it didn't really
Right.
chart for us. Then there was the Granny D's apple pie, which again
It
was very tasty. We enjoyed it. It was a little mini pie, apple pie from Granny Smith apples, which I love Granny Smith apples. And then it was a little kind of warmed a bit, and they put some whipped cream on it, and there was a generous drizzle of caramel over it. But reality is, if you go to Walmart, you can find the same kind of little mini pie, and
50 cents.
and you can warm it up a little, and you can put your own whipped cream on it. You could get some caramel drizzle, ice cream topping stuff, and you could really make it yourself at home. So it may be something that was new at the fair. Maybe they haven't done that, offer that in the past fair, but
Yeah, it was.
it wasn't unique. It didn't grab. And so it was tasty. It was good. We ate it all, but it didn't chart for us either.
No.
Let's see here. Did we do this one? Yeah, we did. We did.
Butter squirrel.
One of the things we added there at the very tail end, literally last thing we bought, and
As we were walking out the gate.
and we were eating it as we were leaving the fair and getting on the shuttle to come back. And that is the peanut butter squealer. Now, this is an interesting thing. Let's see if I can read the thingy here. What does it say? Delicious peanut butter topping and covered with red bacon. But there's sweet Belgian waffle. There's sausage in there somewhere. Oh, it's way up there. It's breakfast sausage covered in waffle, and then also it has this butter topping with bacon and that kind of stuff.
Peanut drizzle.
Yeah, some kind of peanut butter sauce thing. And so, in theory, again, this sounds like a really good thing. In theory, but when we ate it, well, maybe we were just burned out on peanut butter because of the thing earlier in the day.
Yeah. Peanut butter throughout the fair.
Yeah, but neither of us really thought that this was spectacular. In fact, my observation was it actually would have tasted better if instead of whatever the peanut butter was in those, if they had just done basic maple syrup or something like that, then I thought it would have tasted better.
It would have tasted better, but it still wouldn't have been as spectacular or as fair food.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing that you can get at actually a lot of convenience stores, where you can get the batter wrapped sausage, and you can get a little thing of syrup and you can dip it, or whatever.
You're right. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. So I mean, it again, it was edible, but it didn't really go wow. It wasn't that kind of thing there. Now, you may be thinking, wow, it sounds like the food at the fair was very disappointing. Well, actually, we did make the observation that the new stuff we tried, a lot of the new stuff wasn't exceptional like we've had in the past. But not to fear. Now we get to this one. Duke's Quebec style poutine. And what this is some hand-cut fries and some white cheddar cheese nuggets, not breaded curds, not breaded, not deep fried, just really white cheddar cheese chopped up into cubes, and large cubes, but curds. and then they're put in there, and then there's this hot turkey
gravy.
Right? Yeah, turkey gravy that's poured over it. It's just those basic ingredients, but it was really good. The gravy was, I don't know what the gravy was, but it was really tasty. It was very,
and you could really taste the turkey.
It was very good, and it genuinely was hot gravy because it melted some of the cheese. And so it really was a very good dish. We really liked it, and so it actually advanced quickly to the top of the charts.
Yes.
When we were doing that. Let's see, what else did we?
That's when we ate all of it.
Yeah, and so then there's this new place in town, new sheriff in town. There's a new place in town called JR's South Pork Ranch. Now, if you're familiar with the TV show Dallas, which if you watch the show, you know about Dallas because I've bragged about having been to the Dallas South Fork Ranch and, talked about that at some length. This is different. This is play on words. This is the Dallas or the JR South Pork Ranch. So as you can imagine, they have a lot of pork themed things, and so they have this Heath's Nashville hot pork sandwich. Now on the surface, you're like, it's a pulled pork sandwich. It's a big deal. Well, the big deal is actually in the sauce.
But it's not a pulled pork sandwich. It's a tenderloin.
Yeah. It's a tenderloin, but it had some. Did it have some pulled pork on it? It was just a tenderloin. Okay. Yes. But so you go in and you order this, and they offer you. Do you want hot mild sauce, or do you want hot sauce? I chose hot mild because I'm not insane. And so I chose that, and then we split it, cut it in half, and we each ate half the sandwich, and it was very good too.
It was very good.
It had pickles. It was better than I was expecting.
Yeah,
I was expecting just a basic sandwich, but it was good. Now, I did have a little bite.
It did have a little bite, but it had came on the back end. So your first couple bites, you're like, oh, this is good. Mm-hmm. And then a moment later, you're like, ooh, well, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. But it was breaded pork tenderloin. And it had some pickled red onions. Those were really interesting. Really different.
And one observation that Tarah made was, now if we'd have had that turkey gravy poutine as a side to this sandwich, that would have been an ideal meal. And I think I agree. That was
completely gluttonous, but it would have been delicious. Yeah.
That'd be a really good flavor combination. That'd be good. So that was good. And then let's see, we didn't do that one. We didn't get to the bacon ball, cheese ball things.
The ice cream.
Yeah. We didn't do the caramel apple smoothies either, did we?
We did not. But you did the vanilla maple bacon ice cream sandwich.
Yes, which was also at JR's South Pork Ranch. Mm-hmm. And actually we had that after we had the kind of spicy chicken sandwich, so it was good to cool the mouth a bit with the afterburn that was going on. But it was vanilla ice cream, and it was sandwiched between two soft cookies that had the maple bacon
in the cookies.
In the cookies, but I didn't really taste the bacon. Maple just a little. I didn't really taste the bacon at all. And you said
oat milk cookie. It tastes more like an oat milk cookie to me.
Yeah. So I mean, it was good. It was tasty.
It was,
but
ice cream sandwich.
Yeah. But it didn't really jump to the head of the class. Now, I don't see the other thing that we had there just at the end. Where was that?
The rattlesnake.
Wait, here it is. Oh, it's over here. So no, that's the Tennessee Twinkies. Where was the rattlesnake thing?
I think it was just.
Was it just in the list here?
Rattlesnake corn dog.
Oh, that's because I had the question mark. Because there was this place that was saying they had a rattlesnake corn dog, and I was like, I thought it was just a fancy name, and I'm like, why do you call this? I wonder what it is that they do to it that they rattlesnake. Maybe it's like spicy and it has a real bite to it or something like that. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe that's what it is. So this was also something we got just before we left tonight. And so we stopped and I said, so what makes the rattlesnake corn dog, why do you call it rattlesnake? And they said, because it's rattlesnake sausage. I said, okay, well, why do you call it rattlesnake sausage? Because again, I'm still thinking there's something they're adding to sausage that gives it a bite or something.
Priceless.
Yeah. And the woman's looking at me like, "Are you stupid? I've answered this question." And so it took like 2 or 3 times to go through this. It's almost like an Abbott and Costello routine before finally Paul clues in that the reason they call it rattlesnake corn dog is because the sausage that's in the corn dog is rattlesnake sausage, actual rattlesnake meat sausage. And I was like, oh, and once I clued into that, I thought, well, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we got to get that. We got to try that. So we did. We did try that, and it had just a slightly little different tangy taste, but it was good. It was very good. Actually, you said because I ordered the
Corn dog.
the Rattlesnake Corn Dog, and you could order it naked, which means just the rattlesnake sausage, no corn dog
On a stick, of
on
course.
a stick. Yeah, because it's fair. Everything's on a stick. And you said you'd prefer you might have preferred it without the
Without the corn dog batter. Then, because I took a bite and I took the batter off. But yeah,
But
it was
tasty.
a good sausage.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was.
So and that's all we had that was new.
That was all we had.
Now we did also partake in some of the other. There was some. What were those wontons?
Oh, duck.
Now, though they were not new this year.
Deep fried duck wontons.
Yeah, they were new. What 2019, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we loved them. they were great, and so they had those at a stage that we were at, and so we were up the Mid American Energy stage to watch Bob Dorr and his band performing.
Yes.
Along with our really great friend Cindy Grill, who performed with them also. And I'm actually going to do another episode of Front Porch, just spotlighting the performances from that, because otherwise this is already long and it will only make this longer, and so that'll be that'll be the next one that I'll do. But she did excellent. Bob Dorr did excellent. Everybody that was there did excellent. But up at that area there, they have this food area called the Bird's Nest. And they have these wontons, these duck wontons, and they are very good.
Very good. Very delicious.
Yeah, so even though they weren't new this year, we still like them. And of course, Tarah made sure to grab some pork chop on a stick, because you can't go to the state fair and not get pork chop on a stick. So
not in Iowa.
Not in Iowa. No. Yeah. So there you go. Those are the foods we ate. Now the rankings of the ones that we had, and we talked about this.
We did.
And so
the top three are.
Yep. Go ahead.
Well, coming in at third place would be the Rattlesnake Corn Dog. Second place is the Nashville Hot Pork Loin Sandwich.
Yeah. Which also had a little bite.
Just a little, because getting kind of old and heartburn and
yeah.
And then finally that poutine.
Yeah, that's still that was the king.
Oh,
that came in at number one. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to make it at home. Truly, yeah. I'm not good at making gravy, which is. But it was,
I wish I knew what gravy that was. I mean, if it's something they make or if it's something they bought, it'd be nice to know what brand that was. Anyway, so there you go. As if it matters again, because the fair ends tomorrow, and nobody's probably going to see this before you're done at the fair tomorrow. But that was our opinion of the foods from the fair this year. It was just good being back at the fair. We have had people say, what do you do all day at the fair? How can you spend all day at the fair? And we actually had the issue today that we didn't get to do everything that we wanted to do at the fair.
We did not.
And in fact, we were trying to figure out what we did wrong this year, because we didn't even get to do all the stuff we normally do every year.
And didn't milk a cow. That's what we did.
Didn't milk the cow. We didn't do karaoke because it wasn't even there this year. But we didn't walk through all of the animal. We walked through some of the animal stuff, the horses.
We just walked through the horses.
But we usually do more than we did this time, and we eat more food than we did this time. We're not usually scrambling as we're going out the gate to try to eat some of the things too. And so we're still confused. What happened? And all I can think of is that maybe we just walk slower now. I don't know.
But we were there a good 13, 14 hours. So
yeah. So it's not like we shortchanged on that part.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess next year at the fair we'll have to see. They should have the karaoke back next year, because I volunteered Kara to run it. So.
Bless his heart. Bless his heart. Yeah.
Tarah will be great as a DJ for
so mighty
nice.
Mighty nice of you.
Yeah.
Mighty nice.
Okay. Well, Anyway, so there you go. That was our experience at the fair this year. It really was good to be back at the fair. We enjoyed being able to hang out for the day at the fair and do a lot of the things that we do by tradition, and do some new things too, and sample these handful of new foods that we got the chance to sample. And so with that, I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.
Bye.